Tarkov is all about learning and evolving, so here are some tips that I've picked up along my 4,000 hours of playing that I think could help you. I bet you, even if you're an advanced player, there's at least one tip in here that you haven't seen before. Unless you finish your quest progression, I recommend carrying at least one marker in case you go into a raid and you realize you forgot one. No excuses with the new special inventory slots. Hold Alt and right click to equip something on your body that you don't already have equipped in that slot. Control click to put something into an empty inventory slot. Control clicking something on your PMC will take it out of its inventory slots and put it into any available inventory slots on the right hand side. This is helpful when looting. There are item filters to the left of all your items in your stash. Use them, they're very helpful. If you bring up your sorting table, you can shift click an item to put it in there. This is very helpful putting items in your containers. When you close the sorting table, anything still left in it will try to be dispersed throughout your inventory. Insurance is very helpful, especially when you play in a group. I use it almost like a second stash. Click tab to go from your insurance screen back to your stash. Grab that item that you forgot, and then hit tab again to go back to the screen you were on before. Use F5 to refresh the flea market offers. Use page up and page down to go to the top and bottom of your inventory. The sort button is very handy in containers, and can also be handy in your hideout, but it could also be a curse. Here's a handy keybind. Rebind slot 0 to 4 and make it on release. Now go to your tourniquet or hemostat. Hold down 4, drag your mouse button over to your cztl and release it. It will attempt to always stop a bleed without using your cztl and no extra effort on your part. Scav vests and half masks are very underrated and very frequently overlooked. If you don't have a face covering, put the face mask on, and the scav vest can hold 6 items and takes up 6 slots, so there's no loss in inventory space. Hold Control, click an item that you want to split, and drag it. You're able to split a stack of money, ammo, anything that has multiple items in a single stack. Scav rip matters a lot to the items that your scav spawns with. Play nice with other scavs, and you'll be making more money. Use your scavs as often as possible. Even if you just run to extract, it's free money. If your stash is full, you can put items on your PMC. Before you list an item, pay attention to the flea market fee. Some items that the traders don't buy for much, but are in demand, have a very high flea market fee, and you may end up spending more on the fee than you will get if someone purchases it. Go in without melee weapons. Collect a knife off a scav, and that's a guaranteed 3,000 rubles. Collect 8 of a kind, and you get a submachine gun. If you're wondering why something costs a lot of money in the flea market, right click on it and do required search and take off any bartering filters that you have. You may end up wanting to keep that item. Stack as many backpacks as you want for some extra inventory space, depending on the backpack type. Just be aware that you're not going to be able to put them on your PMC if you have more than one of the same very large backpack. Take the grips and mags off your gun, sell them to traders to save space. Use rigs to store items if you can't afford cases. You can turn your music volume all the way down and you won't hear any music, and your hideout volume almost all the way down and your hideout won't nearly be as loud. Finally, interface volume is what you hear when you're packing mags and other things in your inventory. Turning that down helps you hear people a lot better. Press F1 to mumble a phrase.
Just stay focused, guys.
Double tap it very quickly to yell a phrase.
Keep them coming!
And feel free to rebind it if it's hard to press F1 during a raid. There's currently a bug in the game that unbinds all your phrase keybinds when you change the setting. Hopefully they fix this soon, because it's very annoying. Pressing G pulls out a random grenade in your rig. If you're bringing in multiple types of grenades, it may be helpful to keybind them so that you don't pull out the wrong one in the wrong situation. And here's a few bonus tips for my upcoming video. First, let me know if I missed any tips in the comments below and I'll pin the best one. If you can't think of any, let me know what you thought was the most helpful tip. If you go in overweight, you can still get a fair amount of endurance points by dropping your gun and potentially your armor so that you go underweight, and then running a full sprint. Second, if you've enjoyed this video this far, smash a like to that ship button and subscribe because there's a lot more coming. When you hit a landmine, go back the way you came. Don't heal up and just try to get through the minefield. You'll end up dying from full health eventually. You become fatigued by staying out of breath for too long, and that increases the amount of energy that you lose. You lose a ton of energy while you have a bleed, so get that thing checked out right away. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like out of that ship button, subscribe for my next tips video, and I will see you on the battlefield. cztl out.